What's up, guys? Trainer Mike here for your Flex Friday workout of the day. Now, I threw it out for you guys on my Instagram story earlier this week. I said, you guys want to see me hit chest or do you want to see me hit legs? And again, the majority was not legs, all right? I'm a little disappointed in you guys. I thought you'd want to see me train some wheels, but next week, I think we just got to put it on you. We're going to train legs. But for today, I've got no problem hitting chest. Chest is a great way to finish a week on a Friday. So 4th of July for me, enjoyed probably a little too much barbecue food. Now it's time to put it to work with a chest workout. So great chest workout. If you guys are looking for overall strength, size, this is a great chest workout for you to give a try. A lot of volume here. You're gonna start off with some flat dumbbell press. Go a little heavier on 5 sets of 7 here. I don't even know why I chose 7. It's kind of a random number, but fact of the matter is it's a little more strength-based for our first exercise, and then we'll move on to more hypertrophy rep ranges as the workout goes on. So pre-workout's in, got that in about 30 minutes ago, got a little warm-up in, chest, shoulders, feeling pretty good. Now it's time to get going on our first set of working flat dumbbell press. So we're gonna go with 100 pounds for 7 reps, see how that feels, and then maybe go up, down, whatever we need to from there. So getting started with it, guys. 7 reps, flat chest press. Woo! Lightweight, baby, lightweight. It's always good to start off with that first set. Make sure you get comfortable with the weight that you're moving. I don't like to jump right into a weight that I'm not sure about for my first set. So 100 pounds, 7 reps. Felt good, felt clean, no pain. Felt like we kept form good, so we're gonna go up another 10 pounds on each side. So over the 4th of July, I went and visited my folks, and I did the whole traditional 4th of July thing. Got up early, ran to the parade, believe it or not, 2.5 miles, nothing crazy. Went to the parade, had a nice barbecue, went into a food coma in a hammock in my backyard. Went to fireworks in the evening. Great 4th of July. All right, problem is, I gotta get the weights all the way over to the bench now. That's half the battle. Taking a little longer rest between sets on this exercise, about 90 seconds, as opposed to our 30 to 60. About ready to get rowdy with set 2, 7 reps. Yep. Let's go. That one pushed me a little more, which is good. Should be hard sets for you guys.
Pre-workout today?
Pre-workout, absolutely. Hand-spun cotton candy, Dymatize Pre-Wo today. 1 scoop about 30 minutes before the workout.
What are the typical ingredients that should be in a pre-workout?
Typical ingredients that should be in a pre-workout kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for energy, you're gonna want a lot of caffeine, maybe some teacrine. Some people like to go yohimbine. If you're just looking for a good pump, you're gonna want citrulline, maybe a little inositol stabilized arginine in there. Always look for beta alanine at about that 3.2 grams as well.
How long before should I take a pre-workout?
I recommend a pre-workout. So guys, anything you drink, takes about 15 minutes for it to even get to the cell. So caffeine's greatest effects, it peaks at 1 hour after consumption. So I always like to drink my pre-workout about 30 minutes before training. All right, 3rd set, going down, flat dumbbell press. Definitely got hard. I kept the hundreds over here because probably go down to those for our last set, but we're gonna push ourselves. on this fourth set.
Do you like doing supersets?
I do like supersets, but it depends. If you have the time to train without supersets, you're probably better off starting your workout off with just linear sets so you can get the max effort with each set.
Mike, give me advice on somebody with shoulder injuries.
Any advice for somebody with shoulder injuries? Don't do anything that hurts. If it causes you a lot of pain, don't do it. But unlike a dumbbell press, keep your elbows tucked in. A lot of people with shoulder issues, it'll aggravate it if you flare your elbows out.
How long should a typical diet phase be?
How long should a typical diet phase be? It depends on how much fat you're trying to lose, but typically I'd recommend 12 to 16 weeks to see a significant change. I'm not a big advocate of crash dieting, and so if you're looking at 1 to 2 pounds per week, 12 weeks will give you a good change. This kind of takes the breath out of you too. Start lifting some heavy weights at the beginning of a workout. Fourth set, we're gonna still aim for our 7 reps here. Hopefully you guys have a spot when you're doing this on your own so you can push out the extra rep or 2. But for here, I'm just gonna need your moral support as a spot. Here we go. 7 reps. Boop, boop. Man, that one got tough. Had to push through. Butt came off the pad a little bit on the last rep, not ideal, but we got it done.
When a program states 4 sets of, say, 12, does that include warm-up sets?
So,
Or is that complete working?
yeah, so if a program says 4 sets of 12, does that include warm-up sets? No. When you see a program that says so many sets with so many reps, that's working sets and reps, meaning you've already warmed up and those are creating a lot of effort.
What is your opinion on the debate between AAs right now and BCAAs?
Yeah, so my opinion on the debate between EAAs, essential amino acids, and BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, they both can kind of serve their purpose, but essential amino acids are definitely the rock star right now. If you train fasted, or if you train for longer than an hour, I recommend essential amino acids. Branched chain amino acids are okay to drink during a workout or kind of in between meals to help get a little more water down.
Do you need them if you consume enough protein?
You don't need amino acids if you consume enough protein, but it's just a nice safety net to make sure you're not losing any muscle. Especially if you're in a calorie deficit, like a big calorie deficit, I think I would recommend them. If you're in a surplus, probably not as necessary. Okay, here we go, last set. I'm gonna drop down to the hundreds for our final set of 7 here. All right, starting off the workout with a good strength press. That's targeting primarily the middle part of the chest being a flat press. So now we're gonna go on to an incline Smith machine press, which I really, really like. I'm not a huge fan of the Smith machine, but when it comes to incline chest press, I love this one. So we'll head over there now.
So warm-ups, do you warm up with the same exercises you're working or a separate warm-up?
So for warm-ups, I will always do 2 to 3 sets on the same exercise that I'm doing after I do like my active stretching. So here, yeah, I did 45 pounds for a couple sets, really stretched the chest out. Then went up to 65 pounds and then to my working sets. So here for the Smith machine press, we're going 15, 12, 10, and 10 for our reps. So we're actually gonna get a little higher in our overall reps here. So we're gonna start off with a weight for 15 reps and then gradually work our reps down to the 10 range.
Why do you prefer the Smith machine over just a regular incline?
I like the Smith machine over a regular incline because it allows me to focus a little more on the chest contraction rather than the stability through my shoulders of working on a regular incline press. So they're both great. For me, I feel this one a lot better. And we just did a free weight exercise there, so I don't feel bad about using the Smith machine here. I feel this targets my upper chest really well. Okay, so 15 reps. Get a good stretch with every one here. Whew. 15 reps. I almost like to do a little more of a partial rep for the incline press on Smith machine so I don't lock out at the top. I'm trying to keep that constant tension on the chest there.
Do you prefer 6 meals a day or less?
Do I prefer 6 meals a day or less? Personally, I do 7 meals a day, and I like that. But I would say, you know, whatever works best for you. The whole idea of having to have 6 meals a day is kind of debunked. It's a myth that was debunked. If 4 works better for you, do 4. Me, I like to eat every 2.5-ish hours, so I have 7 meals a day.
I'm struggling to get size on my chest. Any tips?
Struggling to get size on your chest, any tips? Try this workout. It's a great workout. But the majority of the time, what I notice when people are struggling to get size on their chest, it's because they're lifting with their ego. You guys hear me say that a lot, but lighten up the weight, focus more on the contraction. I'm gonna keep the weight here on that note for 12 reps. Really focus on good solid contraction for this exercise. Here we go. Following that chest press with the dumbbells moving on to here, it gets really, really tough to keep that intensity up.
Question, Twitch, do you recommend barbells or dumbbells for incline bench?
Barbells or dumbbells for incline bench? I like to do a combination of the two. Maybe one week if you do barbells, come back and hit dumbbells the next week because you're gonna get a little different contraction on the chest doing that.
How come the bar is not touching your chest?
How come the bar is not touching my chest? It takes a lot of shoulder mobility to bring the bar all the way down to your chest on this exercise. And for me, I feel a little bit of pain in my chest when I do that, or in my shoulders. So there really isn't a whole lot of benefit to bringing the bar all the way down to your chest. You wanna make sure you get to 90 degrees. Now on this one, I've lightened it up a little bit. So I'm gonna try and bring the bar a little lower. But a lot of people on an incline press especially, you know, if you go way too deep on it, you can create a little bit of shoulder pain. And we're trying to avoid pain, focus on the contraction.
How can I train lower chest if I hate doing decline?
How can you train lower chest if you hate doing decline? I rarely target my lower chest. I don't think you really have to perform an exercise for your lower chest. But if I had to pick one, I really like a good hammer strength, plate loaded decline press. Okay, third set, 10 reps. I actually went lighter for less reps here. So I'm really gonna try and focus on a good stretch and contraction. We went heavy on the first set, so I'm not too concerned about my weight here. that felt a little better. Honestly, taking a lighter weight there, I actually felt a better contraction on my chest than with the heavier weight.
George on YouTube wants to know, does high or low sodium play a big role to gain muscle?
George wants to know, does high or low sodium play a big role when it comes to gaining muscle? Sodium's a very important electrolyte, and as long as you're a healthy individual, I would recommend a lot of sodium, actually. Higher amounts of sodium than the normal 2,000 recommended milligrams. I'm typically at about 4,000 to 5,000 a day.
What's the best piece of advice you could give a beginner in the weight room?
Best piece of advice to give a beginner in the weight room, leave your ego at the door, okay? And I know I say that a lot, but especially when people first start lifting, you know, they try and focus too much on the amount of weight they're doing and not enough on the quality of the rep. Final set, 10 reps, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, guys. 2 exercises in, we hit flat and then we hit incline, and now it's time to come back and hit the chest a little differently. So we are going to do here for our third exercise a cable crossover, which will follow the same rep range of 15, 12, 10, 10. And we're gonna work focusing here a little different with the cable crossover, a little different tension, trying to target more of the inner chest as well. What is my opinion on intermittent fasting? I think intermittent fasting is okay for people who it works for. So, you know, fact is, I don't think there's anything super special about intermittent fasting, but if it works for you, I say go for it. It's not the right fix for everybody. It's not the right solution for everybody, but some people really like it. I've toyed around with it. It's not the right fit for me personally, but that said, I don't have anything against it if you like it. Is it okay to work out every single day? I would recommend taking 1 rest day per week. That said, I don't really believe in overtraining. I just believe in under eating and under sleeping. So if your sleep's right, your food's right, your supplements are right, very hard to overtrain, but I feel like your central nervous system needs a break. So 1 day a week, just go get outside maybe for an active rest day instead of actually weight training. Okay, we're gonna start off 15 reps for the cable crossover. Really trying to get that inner chest going here. Slight lean forward, cross the arms over, big stretch on the way back. Trying to keep our arms inside here a little more, get a good stretch, and then we just alternate crossing right hand and left hand over to make sure we evenly hit the chest.
The Cummings on YouTube wants to know, what does tempo mean?
What does tempo mean? That's how fast you perform each repetition. So I always like to do at least a 2 count on the way down, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then get a good pause at the bottom of most of my reps, okay? So essentially, it's how long does it take you to do a set? And that time under tempo can play a big role in overall how effective your workout is.
Do you have any tips for fixing rounding of the shoulders?
How do you fix rounding of the shoulders? Stretch your chest and focus mostly on like rows. Seated cable rows are really good for that.
Can you build muscle using resistance bands instead of using cables?
Can you use muscle build using resistance band instead of cables? To a point, yes. but resistance bands, it's gonna be hard to get the right amount of resistance. The other thing about bands is it's a progressive resistance, meaning it gets harder as it goes rather than a steady resistance. So if you can, try both. Okay, set 2, 12 reps. Really starting to feel that inner chest pump come in here. And this is where you should start feeling a lot of volume, a lot of blood flow. Take time in between sets, even if you're not a bodybuilder, to hit some poses. Really squeeze the chest, get some contractions in. That'll help drive blood flow, oxygen, nutrients into that muscle group.
Wants to know, I'm a beginner. Can I follow this workout routine? If so, what tips do you have for me?
If you're a beginner, you know, this workout routine may be a little more volume than what you need at this point in time. I would cut all the sets in half. Try it, see how you feel. We definitely don't want you being like debilitatingly sore the next day. You know, just maybe a little tender to move around is okay. But if you're getting too sore, it's too much.
Do you ever need to replace your headband of gains, or does it last forever?
I do, yes. Do I ever need to replace my headband of gains? I do. And currently accepting donations for new headband of gains. So anybody who wants to send one over, please do. Yes, Garrett sent this one to me originally. It's gotten its use. It's definitely gotten its use, guys. So we're probably about due for a new one because it gets sweaty. It is a sweatband, but we try and wash it once every 6 months or so. All right, here we go. Three, 4, starts off feeling really light on these cables, but as you focus on that tempo and that control, it definitely starts to get more challenging.
Alcohol on YouTube wants to know, can you lose body fat only by weight training and without cardio?
Can you lose body fat only by weight training without cardio? Yes, absolutely. Cardio just makes it go a little faster.
Do you ever specifically train for your neck?
Do I ever specifically train for my neck? No, I don't. Some people get the sternocleidomastoids going, you know, or whatever, but no, not me. I never really felt the need for that. But some people do. There is a place for it.
Is there ever a point of overtraining your chest?
Is there ever a point of overtraining your chest? Yes, absolutely. And it depends on the individual, right? Everybody can handle different intensities and different volumes, but always give yourself at least 72 hours of rest in between training chest. And you know, I'd keep your sets under 20 as kind of a maximum for most people. Okay, here we go. Two, 3, 4. There it is, guys. That is it for cable crossover. Now we're going to continue to target that inner chest. I think it's super important, an area that people typically don't hit enough. So we're going to do a close grip hammer press using dumbbells, and we're actually going to superset, or we're going to do rest pause set on our last 2 sets. So for this one, we're going to try and keep the weight from touching at the top, the dumbbells from touching. And we're going to bring our elbows all the way in and totally rotate our arms. Yes, we get a little more tricep involvement here, but it's also really good for targeting the inner chest.
What is your opinion on circuit training?
Circuit training can be very good for some people. especially maybe you're a beginner, you're trying to do full body stuff. You can kind of circuit train, let one muscle group rest while you're training another one. But for those individuals a little more advanced, you know, trying to grow a lot of muscle, it's gonna be really hard to do circuit training. Okay, we're gonna start off 65 pounds, 12 reps, good quality reps to blow up this inner chest. Here we go. So it's an exercise I don't see a lot of people doing at the gym is the hammer press, but I think it's one that's seriously underrated for how effective it can be for overall chest development.
What are your thoughts on doing 500 push-ups every day?
My thoughts on doing 500 push-ups every day. I wouldn't want to do it, but there's nothing wrong with it, I guess. If you really want to get better at doing push-ups, do 500 a day. It'll do it.
Can a beginner take a mass gainer protein? If not, what else can I do with this?
Can a beginner take a mass gainer protein? Yeah, absolutely. If you're having trouble getting all your calories in to gain weight through food alone, incorporate a mass gainer can make it a lot easier and a lot more convenient. Absolutely.
BCAAs or EAAs?
Branched chain amino acids or essential amino acids, it's the big debate right now. Overall, essential amino acids are going to take the crown on this one, especially if you're training early in the morning, like fasted cardio, or if your workouts last longer than 60 minutes. Other than that, branched chain amino acids are an okay option. When are the Dymatize All 9 EAAs coming out? Beginning of July. Some point, we are in that. They should be launching here on the website. So keep checking back. It's going to be like any day now if they're not already available. All 9 essential amino acids by Dymatize should be launching. So we had, I'm actually drinking right now the lime cola. I think it's lime cola flavor. It's really good. All right, second set. Rest pause here. So we're just gonna roll out for about 10 seconds here. Let our chest rest slightly, and then we're right back at it to failure. Here we go. Woo! 5.5 was about all we could get out on that rest pause. Really good for pushing yourself to failure there.
That big Greek guy wants to know, is it okay to cycle creatine or do I have to?
Do you have to cycle creatine? No, you don't have to. And kind of one of the myths is that, oh, you got to cycle creatine, otherwise it doesn't work, or it's unhealthy to stay on it all the time. You don't have to. I mean, I think it's a good idea to come off any supplement for a couple weeks here and there, but you don't have to.
My biceps are too weak when compared to my other muscles. How do I strengthen them?
Biceps are too weak compared to other muscles. How do you strengthen them? You train them. And you train them more than maybe you do your other muscle groups. So if you have a weak body part, train it more. Essentially, it'll grow, get stronger.
What's the difference between creatine hydrochloride and creatine monohydrate?
The difference between creatine hydrochloride and creatine monohydrate, creatine hydrochloride, you can take a much smaller dose and get similar benefits as compared to a monohydrate. I prefer monohydrate because it's the most studied creatine out there.
Settle a debate. To use lifting gloves or not to use?
to use lifting gloves or not? I don't know. It just depends. Are you bringing your purse with you to the gym or not? Okay, you know. Personally, I don't wear lifting gloves, but I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have anything wrong. If lifting gloves help you, that's great. I just think, you know, you got to develop those man hands at some point in time, build some calluses. But I got no problem with you if you use lifting gloves. No beef with that.
Is creatine the same thing that's tested when I do blood tests, creatinine?
Is creatine the same thing tested when you do blood tests as creatinine? No, it's not. I don't believe that has any correlation to it. You're looking at creatine, there's creatine kinase, which is tested as well, and creatinine, which are tested, and none of those should have any correlation to dietary supplements of creatine. Okay, third set, let's go. Now all my lifting gloves guys are probably mad at me. I'm sorry guys, that was mean, but it's kind of true at the same time. All right, here we go. Boop. 10 seconds, and then we pop right back into it. If you guys have a clock in the gym, it's nice to watch. Otherwise, you might let that time get away from you. Meanwhile, I'm over here using wrist straps. People are probably like, well, Mike, you're using wrist straps, so that's not cool. I do like to wear wrist straps for heavy pressing. I find it's helpful.
When you work out in the morning, what do you eat for breakfast or your pre-workout?
When you work out in the morning, what do you eat for breakfast or pre-workout? Great question. It depends on what works best for you. Everybody's a little different. Everybody digests different foods a little easier. This is kind of a morning workout for me. I like cream of rice and egg whites for my pre-workout meal. Very easy to digest, but still gives me the energy. If I'm working out like really early in the morning, I'll do like a scoop of protein powder with a little bit of water, and I'll make like a sludge out of it. And I'll spread that on some rice cakes with some sea salt.
Do you prefer 3 or 4 sets in order to gain muscle?
Do I prefer 3 or 4 sets in order to gain muscle? It depends on so many other factors, you know, as far as like reps, tempo. Are we doing supersets, rest, pause sets, drop sets? Typically, 3 to 4 sets is a good range. If I'm doing 3 sets, it's usually a little higher rep range. If I do 4 sets, a little lower rep range. All right, so we are going to do next a cable fly, supersetted with a Sven press. So I'm grabbing a couple of 10-pound plates here to perform my Sven press immediately following my cable press. So 3 sets of 12. We're gonna do a cable press a little different than most people do here. We're gonna change up our positioning of our hands to try and target a little different area of the chest. And we're gonna go 12 very, very controlled reps here for this exercise. And what I want you guys to focus on when you're doing this week is we're gonna bend the elbows a little bit on the way back, and as we come forward, we're gonna focus on pressing the biceps together. We're gonna try and pick the right weight here for 12 reps. We're gonna go 40 pounds. And then we jump right into, so we're supersetting this exercise with that Sven press. So I'm not actually grabbing the handles, I'm grabbing more of the rope portion here. Slight bend in the elbows, press the biceps together. Right, we finish up the 12 there. Immediately grabbing these 2 plates, putting them together, pressing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, doesn't take a lot of weight there.
So we got an update on the Dymatize online amigos. Sounds like a soft launch July 16th.
Soft launch, Dymatize all 9 amino acids, July 16th. Okay, there you guys have it. Check it out. You guys will love those amino acids.
Nick Johnson on YouTube wants to know, what can be done about an unbalanced chest?
What can be done about an unbalanced chest? Try and focus more on cable work and dumbbell work as opposed to barbell work, because that way you'll be able to target each side with the same intensity.
How can you build the outer roundness of the chest?
The outer roundness of the chest, guys, don't try not to get too complicated with trying to target specific areas of the chest. Any press that you do will target all of the chest, okay? The chest contracts as a whole. Changing your angle can help a little bit, but you have to focus on your main heavy presses to build a well-rounded chest.
How many times do you exercise a day?
How many times do I exercise a day? 1 to maybe 2. I weight train once a day and might do another session of cardio in the morning. Okay, 12 reps, followed by the Sven press. That was a little light, I'm gonna go up. I also moved the cables down just a little bit because I felt that one a little too much in my shoulders, and I really wanna feel this through my chest. Big stretch, push the biceps together. All right, that felt a lot better. Sven press to failure. Ooh, a lot of good tension on this workout on the inner chest.
Gothic King wants to know, hi, can one just eat steamed vegetables the entire day to lose weight?
Can one eat just steamed vegetables the entire day to lose weight? You could, and you'll probably lose weight, but it's not sustainable and it's not the kind of weight you want to lose. You got to have that protein in there. You got to have a variety of foods to lose fat and maintain muscle.
When should you inhale and exhale during the movement?
Good question. When should you inhale and exhale during the movement? So typically, as you start a rep, that's a big inhale. So as I'm coming back on my negative, it's an inhale. And as you contract, it's an exhale. Or like a squat, you're gonna want to take a big deep breath in, brace, squat down, blow out on the way up.
For this exercise, is it more effective to go heavier weight or lighter weight?
Lighter weight for this exercise is gonna be more effective than heavier weight. This definitely is not an exercise that we wanna lift super heavy on. All right, third set. Here we go, guys. Two. Three. Four. Five. Eight. 9. Right into it. Oh. Woo. Wow, guys. There it is. Great, great chest workout. I hope you guys give that one a try.
What is your favorite post-workout protein?
My favorite post-workout protein, Dymatize ISO 100. I do a scoop and a half of that. I also add in about 5 grams of glutamine and 7 grams of creatine, monohydrate in there as well, and then add some carbohydrates onto that.
Where can they find you?
Guys, check me out. Instagram is where I do most of my stuff, at TrainerMike1. Follow along, ask your questions there. I'm more than happy to answer those for you. But please follow along. That's where we also do our stuff like voting on what workouts we do for the Flex Friday workout. So make sure you check out my stories there. Find me on Body Space at Mr. Symmetry. Check out the Facebook page at Trainer Mike Physique. And please check me out there, guys. Follow along. And that's it for today. Chest workout. We're tuning out with a good side chest. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Boom.